This program is brought to you by Playtime Entertainment, born for happiness.
Welcome to the stage where brilliance knows no bounds. This is Bilyonaryo Quiz B, College Edition, and Season 2 now. I'm your Quizmaster, David Saldran, and tonight is a pivotal moment here at the Bilyonaryo News Channel because we will be crowning the very last BQB weekly winner to enter next week's exciting semi-final round. So, who will it be? Well, we'll find out at the end of the program. Now, on this road to becoming the next Quiz B Milyonaryo, intellect, strategy, and determination are what will edge college students even closer, ever closer to the ultimate 1 million peso BQB grand prize package. So, let's find out what else is at stake, as well as today's contest mechanics. Today's elimination episode features 3 thrilling rounds of collegiate-level questions that will challenge even the sharpest minds, and a massive 66,000 pesos in total prize money. 3 college students will duke it out in 2 rounds of competition, with the 2 lowest scoring contestants facing elimination and saying goodbye to their Quiz B Milyonaryo dreams. Only the student with the highest score of the day will advance to the next stage, the all-new Bilyonaryo bonus round. Regardless of performance in round 3, today's winner will be returning to the show as a BQB semi-finalist, launching him or her one step closer to the ultimate prize at the end of the season, 1 million pesos. Are you ready to experience the adrenaline, the strategy, and the brilliance of Bilyonaryo Quiz B Season 2? Our fresh batch of BQB contestants surely are. Oh yes, they are. So let's meet our contestants, starting with contestant number 1.
Hi guys, so my name is Panlaqui and I'm 22 years old and I'm taking up BS Geography in UP Diliman. Actually, a friend of mine joined Season 1 of BQB and since it's my last year in college, I'm trying to maximize on side quests. So BQB is, I think, a perfect opportunity for this, and also I want to be on TV as well. Wala lang, parang lang may ma-post sa TikTok. Siguro para may makwento rin ako in the future to my friends, to my family na I was once a contestant on TV for this season. The one edge of mine that is that I'm chronically online. Or let's just say na I'm updated on current events, on history, on pop culture and stuff. 1 million is a lot, so makakatulong po talaga siya sa akin, especially in my last year going to adulting. And also, I know it's cliche, but I would also like to help my family. Of course, very important. And also, I would like to give back to the community as well. Makikita niyo yung laban ng mga scholar ng bayan. So, UP fight! Hi, I'm Panlaqui from UP Diliman and I'm your next Quiz B Milyonaryo.
So please welcome Ronil Panlaqui. Hello, Drake.
Hello.
Good to see you. All right, take your podium. Let's meet the other contestants. Let's introduce contestant number 2.
Hello, I'm Franco Isip, 21 years old, representing FU Alabang, and I am a third-year BS Computer Science student. This moment actually is still surreal to me. Actually, like, here I am standing in front of a camera. Thinking about it right now, it's actually just giving me a bit of perhaps butterflies. It's also exciting me, and I really just can't wait to get up there and also see my fellow contestants as well, to see how much we really know about information these days. When I saw that Bilyonaryo Quiz B is having a Season 2, I had to accept that opportunity immediately. Although the screening process was definitely nerve-wracking because of the questions and definitely the time pressure, I've had an enjoyable moment so far. I think that if I were to win Bilyonaryo Quiz B Season 2, I think that it would Proved to me that my continual pursuance of information and knowledge has paid off through the many years of many philosophers and psychoanalysts. I think that, of course, in order to live a good life, of course, we must also pursue new information or new knowledge in order to enrich our lives with our own experiences. One edge that I have when it comes to this competition, I'd like to think that I thrive under pressure. Until the very end, I will continue to fight and try to rise up. And of course, the ultimate goal to win. What's up, fellow ATAMs? So it's me, Franco. So I am your CS course representative for the Student Coordinating Council. And of course, I'm inviting you all to support me on this journey as I am here to participate in Bilyonaryo Quiz B Season 2, ready to showcase my skills and to also represent FU Alabang with pride. I am Franco, your next Quiz B Bilyonaryo.
Let's bring it out and bring it on for Franco, Gerard, Isip. Franco, say hello to everyone at home. All right, great to have FEU Alabang for the first time on BQB, hopefully not the last time. All right, let's meet our third and final contestant.
Hello everyone, I'm Ramon Carbon. I am 23 years old from the University of the Philippines Open University, and I am in my second year at Associate in Arts. I represent the non-traditional college students who in one way or another had not an ideal or not a expected college path. It's a niche and not many people know about the Open University. I think I really want to represent, let's say, non-traditional college students because those are the most populous students in our university. Well, apart from the cash prize, of course, it's one of those shows that I really like watching, like trivia, educational shows, and game shows. I really like watching those shows. I think it's a bit more important that cable TV would be more not only entertainment but also educational. Well, aside from educational channels, these game shows are also a good thing, especially for us in my generation, as it also shifts the focus or it makes learning popular. For me, I would summarize it as the phrase down but not out. I faced many challenges and setbacks when going to college or university, but it would prove that while I faced these challenges, I'd never let it get the best of me, and I'm still breathing, still fighting for my dreams. I'm more focused on my innate and persistent curiosity. I want to know a lot about the world, and even if it's outside of my domain, which is history, I just want to know more and more stuff, everything about anything. And I hope to show that even though we had not a smooth ride into college, I can prove that we are still here, still fighting. Hi, I'm Ramon, and I'm your next Quiz B Milyonaryo. Let's go, OU!
So please welcome second-year Associate in Arts student, Ramon Francesco Carbon. Hello, Ramon. All right, take your podium. All right, great to see all of you here. All right, our contestants are ready, and so are we. The elimination round returns right after this break.
Playtime Entertainment, born for happiness.
Hello again and welcome back to Bilyonaryo Quiz B Season 2, the arena where campus legends are born and where school pride is on the line. And it's also the ultimate prize. So we have here with us Drake, Franco, and Ramon, who are all with us to show off their intellectual prowess. But as we all know, BQB also requires speed and steady nerves. Oh yes, steady nerves. So especially in round one, where they need to dominate in order to gain a huge advantage in the next stage of the competition. So here's what they need to know about our opening match. Let's watch this. In this opening round, we've prepared 12 challenging questions across 6 categories: history, science and technology, arts and literature, math and logic, geography and nature, and general information. Each question is worth 1,000 pesos. The rules are simple. The first contestant to buzz in gets 5 seconds to answer. A correct answer earns points, while an incorrect answer gives your opponents a chance to steal the question with another 5 seconds on the clock. The first 12,000 pesos are now up for grabs. who will outsmart, outbuzz, and outplay their opponents in this exciting first round. The road to becoming the next Quiz B Millionario starts now. All right, those mechanics were simple, easy to understand, but just remember one very important thing. Wait for me to acknowledge you first when you buzz. Otherwise, you might just be giving away your answers to your opponents, okay? So if you're ready, I am. Remember, just a reminder to our viewers at home, although you can watch and read the questions on screen, our players only hear it spoken aloud here in the studio. So that's a lot harder to deal with, right? But don't worry, these guys are smart, so let's appreciate their grace under real-time pressure. Okay, let's test your buzzers. Drake, you go ahead. All right, that's working. Franco, from FEU Alabang, that's working as well. And from UP Open University, Ramon. Okay, all our buzzers are working. Now let's get our minds to work. Let's begin with the first round of questions. 12 all in all, different categories. Let's start off with one in history. Okay, listen in. Crowned as Emperor of the Romans by Pope Leo III in 800 AD, who is often considered, this is coming from Drake,
Charlemagne.
Charlemagne or Charles the Great, Charles I, that is correct. Let me finish the question for our audience at home. Crowned as Emperor of the Romans by Pope Leo III in 800 AD, who is often considered to be the founder of the Holy Roman Empire. Key phrase there, Holy Roman Empire, and of course the Pope. It's only the Pope that crowned Charlemagne. And indeed, Charles I, Charles the Great, this was part of the Frankish Carolingian Empire as well, also known eventually as the Holy Roman Empire. All right, let's move on to question number 2. Science and technology. Okay, blushing, as in the face, in the skin, or the involuntary reddening of the face, is primarily caused by the increased flow of blood to what smallest blood vessel? Ramon.
Capillaries.
Smallest blood vessels of the body, it is the capillaries. That is correct for 1,000 points, especially in the cheeks, okay? Due to a normal response to emotions or a temporary shock or rise in temperature, that's what causes the blushing on your face. None of you are blushing, obviously you're all very comfortable. So that's good news. Let's go to our third question. This one is in arts and literature, everyone. Listen. Smashing both chart records and supernatural villains, what fictional group consists of Rumi, Mira, and Zoe? Drake.
Huntrix.
Huntrix. I won't ask you to spell that. It's a very strange spelling, but Huntrix is correct. Huntrix, sometimes just RX. Huntrix, just a big box office hit of 2025, okay? So let's go to our next question. Math and logic this time. In statistics, the variance of a population is most commonly denoted by the square of what lowercase Greek letter? Drake.
Sigma.
Sigma is the correct answer, yes. All right, Drake, so far so good for you. You are now in the lead with 3,000 points. Still early in the game, however, so let's move on to our next question, number 5. Geography and nature. All right, I know Drake over here is a geography major at UP Diliman. Let's see if he gets this ahead of the others. What particular creature gives birth to the largest baby in the animal kingdom? Largest baby in the animal kingdom. Drake, this is not geography, it's nature, but you might know this.
Blue whale.
What's that again?
Blue whale.
Is it the blue whale? It's called the sulfur bottom whale, but also known as the blue whale. You're correct, Drake. 1,000 points, very good. Question number 6 now. Halfway through this first round. General information. In sports, in what sunny American city did Alex Ayala break into the top 100 world rankings? Franco, would you know this?
Miami.
By defeating 3 Grand Slam champions, Miami, USA is correct. Indeed. The WTA competition at Miami Open, that was her breakout event. And as we speak, of course, she's very much still in the running as we move on to more competitions in the tennis calendar year. All right, Miami, correct. 1,000 points for Franco. Let's go to our next question in history once again. This time, I will require 2 answers. So your answer will have to have 2 words, 2 answers in them, or just 2 answers, okay, to make it simple. So listen in. In what month and year was this famous phrase written by Captain Robert Lewis in his personal logbook? Here's a quote. My God, what have we done? What month and year the month and the year. First, you'll have to know what this quote is all about. Franco?
Just a guess. February 1812.
No. You're talking about a revolution of sorts, right? No. Think about it. My God, what have we done? He was reacting to an explosion, the atomic bomb explosion over Hiroshima. And as we all know, a lot of regret from the pilots, and he was one of the co-pilots of the Enola Gay, which dropped that devastating bomb. It was August 45. August 45. Let's go to question number 8, science and technology. By establishing the laws that explain how hereditary traits are passed from parents to offspring, what Austrian monk is known? That's a giveaway. Ramon?
Gregor Mendel.
Austrian monk, known as the father of genetics. Who else but Gregor Mendel? That is correct. His work established the laws of inheritance about, of course, the genes that you inherit from your parents and, of course, grandparents and so on and so forth. All right, let's check our scores as we move closer to the end of this round. Very interesting lineup of scores. Drake's still in the lead with 4,000 points. Ramon has 2,000 points. Franco has 1,000 points. Still very, very close to one another. Let's see if anyone pulls away with this next question. Question number 9. It's in arts and literature once again. And this time it's a picture-related quiz, which means we'll ask you to take a look at the screen, and here's the clue. This is the tribuna, or octagonal exhibition hall of what famous gallery in Europe? Once again, this is the tribuna. Franco?
The Louvre.
Wrong. Of what famous gallery in Europe? Octagonal exhibition hall. Ramon, would you know?
Vatican Museum.
That's also wrong. The answer is the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. Okay, this is the used to be the private collection of the Medici family, now a public museum in Florence called the Uffizi, or Galleria degli Uffizi. Okay, all right, let's go to our next question. Question number 10. I'll read the question twice. It's in math and logic. All right, a 50% discount followed by another 50% discount is equal to what single discount? Not sure you need any real mental math for that. Drake?
75%.
Fantastic. 75% is the correct answer. All right, let's check our scores right now. Drake still in the lead with 5,000. Ramon and Franco still trailing. But let's see how the scores change in this next question. Geography and nature once again. This member of the Ipomea genus of plants is actually a superfood that promotes good health, but not bad driving. With what much aligned root crop is this?
Potato.
Ramon.
Sweet potato.
Sweet potato. All right, that is correct. Can you tell me why you thought of that?
Bad driving.
Yeah, bad driving. That was a clue there. Bad. And good catch. I mean, you're allowed to change your answer before I acknowledge it. And you just in the nick of time. Sweet potato is correct. And sweet potato is otherwise known as?
Kamote.
Which is the clue, right?
Yes.
Bad driving. Do you know the root word of that?
Oh, no.
Kamote. Kamot ulo. No? Kamot ulo, kamote. You know, when you're caught by the apprehended, and the driver does this, kamot ulo, kamote. Also because the associations of kamote with all sorts of negative things, which is unfair. This is a superfood and a really healthy one. All right, let's go to question number 12. The last question before we move on to a break. General information this time. Now, last September, what European country became the first in the world to appoint an artificial intelligence system as an official government minister? Strange, right? Now, Drake.
Romania.
Was it Romania? No, it was not. Let me finish. This small Balkan state, well, there's a clue, is also known as the land of eagles. Franco?
Montenegro.
There is an eagle in their flag, but it's not Montenegro. Good guess. Ramon, all yours. Make a guess. Balkan.
Estonia.
That's not in the Balkans. That's in the Baltics. It is Albania. Albania actually has an AI minister in their cabinet. More symbolic rather than anything else, but still and then, a first in the world. All right, 5,000 points for Drake. He's in the lead from UP Diliman. Ramon is in second place with 3,000 points. He's also from UP, but from the Open University system of the university. And Franco from FEU Alabang. Not too far away, Franco. 1,000 points, because when we come back, more points, more cash, and more questions. We'll be back right after this.
Playtime Entertainment, born for happiness.
Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Bilyonaryo Quiz B Season 2. We had a spirited start to today's competition and it's only going to get more intense as we level up in round 2. But before we escalate the pressure, let's first get to know our contestants better. Let's start off with Drake with 5,000 points. He's in the lead, but not too far away from the rest, by the way. Drake, how are you feeling so far?
I'm feeling nervous right now, actually, but also kind of excited.
All right. Now, nerves of steel is what we need, okay? Nerves of steel. You're a graduating student, right?
Yes.
In geography, and right now you're waiting for your thesis proposal to be approved.
Yes.
Interesting proposal. What was that again?
So my thesis proposal is about the emotional geographies of the return migration of Ilocano sakadas or sugarcane farmers who stayed in Hawaii.
And that's a topic close to your heart, right?
Yes.
Because you are Ilocano, correct?
Yes, and from the north.
That's right. And you're also a member of UP Namnama, and you do a lot of community work in Ilocos.
Yes.
So tell us about that, especially the quiz show that you guys mount every year.
Okay, so UP Namnama is an organization of Ilocanos in UP Diliman, but we also have chapters in UP Baguio and UP
Well,
Manila.
just for everyone's knowledge, what does Namnama stand for?
Namnama is the Ilocano word for hope.
For hope.
One of our main objectives is, of course, to promote the cultural heritage of Ilocos and also academic excellence among Ilocanos in our region. So we do that through some events such as the Sirip Kansaririt. So it's a series of quiz shows, cultural events such as short filmmaking.
I love it.
folk
Quiz
dance.
shows. What kind of questions do you ask to kind of like preserve the heritage of the region?
It's kind of similar to BQB, but we
All right.
add a little fling of Iloco culture to it. So, yes.
Give me one interesting question that everyone ought to know.
For me, one unique question is, what is, in Ilocos, what is the name of this position? So,
Okay, that's interesting.
yes,
Okay.
so the answer is Banikas, in Ilocano language.
All right,
position.
everyone watching at home, you learned something new here on BQB. And just by the way, did the students get it right?
Most of them did.
Okay, so if you're from Ilocos, you probably know what that is. If you're not from Ilocos, now you know what that means, okay? Now you know what that stands for. Thank you, Drake. Let's move on to Franco. Hello, Franco, from FEU Alabang. And, all right, you're a computer science student, right?
Yes po, Sir David.
And let me guess, you love computer games.
Oh yes, for sure.
All right, and earlier you told me that you belong to the top tier of gamers in two particular games. And can you refresh my memory about that?
At the moment, I am mythic rank in Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and of course, aside from my mobile games, I also play on PC. So I am also playing Valorant, and I wouldn't say I'm necessarily the creme de la creme or the best.
But you're in the top tier. You're in the
Yes,
upper
I would
percentile.
say.
But I asked that question, Franco, because a lot of really smart guys get into computers, and sometimes they go in too deep, and it affects their studies. Now, you have a way of balancing it. Tell us about that.
Yes. So, for sure, when I approach my tasks when I do work, I ensure that everything is done first before I actually get to fully enjoy. Or sometimes, sometimes stress may get in the way. Sometimes I may feel too burned out, or perhaps I need a break. Of course, I need to, sequence that in a different way. But I ensure that all the tasks that are assigned to me are done by the deadline given to me. And of course, I want to do it with quality, of course. I wouldn't want to submit something that in the end I wouldn't be satisfied. So I want to, for sure, balance it all out to
Right.
make me to help enjoy games and to also at the same time do my work.
All right, that's a very good principle to have in mind. And just finally, if you were to design a game, dream game, what would it be?
If I were to design a dream game, I think it would be something that would be open world, something that can help you immerse perhaps in Filipino culture or perhaps around the Philippines
All right.
itself. You can drive around, or of course it would be quite a daunting task to do since, of course, it would have a lot of assets involved. But I'm sure that in the future, there might be someone who will do that.
Maybe it will be you. But Franco, maybe you can start off by designing the BQB video game, okay? Hope you can help us out in our team trying to develop that video game. Thank you so much, Franco. Let's go to Ramon over here. Ramon is from the UP Open University. And people might be scratching their heads. Kamutulo. And what exactly is the UP Open University?
Yeah, so the UP Open University is a constituent university in the UP system. So like if we have UP Diliman, Los Baños, we also have UP Open University. Most of the schoolworks, lectures, and stuff like that, they're conducted online.
And to credit UP, this was way before COVID, right?
Yes,
and the lockdowns where everyone was moving towards virtual classrooms. UP had already developed this model, and now it's a very mature model already, and you're part of that program. Of course, one of the downsides of being in a virtual classroom is you don't get to interact with other people as much. You don't get to join campus sports, but you had a chance to, of course, develop your own sports hobbies, right? And one of them I think is really interesting. It's ice hockey. How in the world does a warm country like the Philippines have an ice hockey tradition?
Yeah, because UP Open University is a bit flexible, so I'm a bit flexible more with my time, and then I got into ice hockey. So it is strange somewhat to say like a tropical country is going in such a cold sport, quote unquote. But yeah, ice hockey is really fun, and it's not just the Philippines. Like many Southeast Asian nations are also into the sport.
Yeah, the Philippine team, if I'm not mistaken, won the gold medal in the SEA Games in ice
they're
hockey.
very
Everyone's like
medal.
saying, is there even a sport in the SEA Games at ice hockey? But apparently it's popular, right?
Yes.
And just quickly, how difficult is it? Because we all know how figure skating is difficult. And what kind of skills you need to learn to be a good ice hockey player?
Oh yeah, for the most part, it's a lower body sport. Like, of course, you have to balance and then agility and running, stuff like that. But yeah, there's also upper when you try to shoot the puck and stuff like that. But also, for me personally, I would like describe it as trying to learn how to walk again, because like skating is trying to learn how to walk again. So
Wow.
it's somewhat difficult.
It is somewhat difficult.
Yes.
It's a steep learning curve, so to
Yes,
speak.
exactly.
So good to see a very well-rounded Ramon. Sports and academics all together in his particular life. So thank you so much, Ramon. Franco, thank you. And Drake for that short chat that we just had. Now it's time to focus back on our questions. Again, this is the final round of questions, at least before the bonus round. One of you, of course, will be at the top of this round, move on to the bonus round. But first, let's listen in to what the mechanics of round 2 is about. In the all-new Bilyonaryo Quiz B Season 2 Round 2 Knockout Round, our contestants will step up their game against 4 topic categories randomly drawn for the episode. The best part? They get to pick their category. Here's how it works. Contestants will face a total of 12 questions this round, with each correct answer earning them 2,000 points. To kick off this round, the contestant with the highest score from round 1 will choose the first category. Question from the selected category will be read, and the first contestant to buzz in earns the shot at answering. A correct answer secures the points and gives the contestant the power to choose the next category. If the answer is incorrect, the other contestants have a chance to steal the points and take control of the game. If no one answers correctly, the last contestant to give a correct response keeps the power to choose. Should round 2 end in a draw, we enter a sudden death tiebreaker. The first contestant to buzz in and answer correctly will claim today's victory. With a total of 24,000 pesos up for grabs in round 2, it's still anyone's game. Who will dominate round 2 and emerge as today's Bilyonaryo Quiz B episode winner? Yes, that's a good question. But of course, first things first, we got to start off with those questions. But just a reminder, as we said earlier, in those mechanics, whoever dominates round 1, the previous round, gains a massive advantage as we head into round 2. Of course, he also gets to choose. The leader of the previous round gets to choose the category of his particular interest. Okay, so Drake, because you are in the lead with 5,000 points, you get to choose the first question of your favorite category on our board. Let's take a look at the choices. We have astronomy, educational games, Nobel Prize winners, and civics, 4 categories. Where do you want to start, Drake?
Nobel Prize winners.
Okay, Nobel Prize winners. I hope you know about this because here's our first question. He's the only person to win 2 unshared Nobel Prizes. The 1954 Nobel Prize in Chemistry, the other one was the 1962 Nobel Peace Prize. Who was this laureate, Nobel laureate. Does Linus Pauling ring a bell? The American chemist, and also eventually the Peace Prize because of his anti-nuclear activism. Okay, peace. In a decade where nuclear holocaust was almost like an everyday reality. Okay, so yes, Linus Pauling, remember that. Peace activist, anti-nuke activist, very relevant in our day. All right, next question. You continue to choose, Drake. Would you want to continue with Nobel Prize winners or something else?
I'll choose astronomy.
Okay, a little turned off with Nobel for now. Let's go to astronomy. Anyone can answer once again. Here's a question. Inspired by a fairy tale, this term refers to the habitable zone around the star. That is coming from Drake.
Goldilocks zone.
Refers to the habitable zone around the star that is neither too hot or too cold to support liquid water. Of course, it's a Goldilocks zone, or sometimes just called Goldilocks. The reference to the fairy tale obviously is Goldilocks. Bed too hard, bed too soft, porridge too hot, porridge too cold. That's what you call like the perfect balance between two opposites. Goldilocks zone, Goldilocks also considered. All right, Drake, still yours.
I'll still continue with astronomy.
All right, doing good so far in astronomy. Let's continue with the next question. This time, it is the most dense planet in the solar system, and the only one. Drake once again.
Venus.
Wrong. Anyone can steal. Let me finish the question if you want. Most dense planet in the solar system, the only one that is not named after a god or goddess. That's easy. Ramon?
Earth?
Yeah, of course, Earth. Everyone else, all other planets are named after a god or goddess in mythology, except planet Earth, Gaia, Earth. All right. So Ramon, good job. 5,000 points now, closing in with to Drake. Let's go to Ramon for his choice of category. Would you like to continue or something else?
Civics.
Civics. Okay, civics. Let's go to civics. In 2023, just a couple of years ago, the Department of Education amended the Panatang Makabayan by changing the word nagdarasal to this word. You're probably no longer taking that oath in school, but would you remember the change, Ramon?
Nananalangin?
Say that again.
Nananalangin.
Nananalangin. Yes, correct. Nananalangin. The Department of Education, yes, did change that particular word in the Panatang Makabayan for a variety of reasons. Nananalangin being more inclusive, being less tied to a Christian kind of faith. So yeah, all these considerations to make it a bit more, I guess, modern, a bit more contemporary. All right, let's go to our next question. Ramon, you get to choose again.
Still civics.
Still civics. You seem to like civics. Would you like this one? Latin for right of blood. This legal doctrine, Ramon?
Jus sanguinis.
That is correct. Jus sanguinis, jus sanguinis in the Latin way of saying it. It's a Latin word for, or Latin phrase for right of blood. This legal doctrine is a primary principle for acquiring citizenship in many countries, including the Philippines, as opposed to the jus or jus soli, which is like being born in a particular soil or a nation which gives you the right to be a citizen of that nation. In the Philippines and many other parts of the world, it is jus sanguinis, the bloodline is what's more important. So Ramon, before you know it, you're now in the lead with 9,000, taking over from Drake. But of course, still early. This is only question number 6 that we are getting into. Ramon, let me guess, more of civics? You like civics. Let's continue. Also known as Republic Act number 8491. This law set forth the rules for the proper display and use of our flag. Ramon.
Heraldic Code of the Philippines.
The flag and heraldic code of the Philippines, flag and heraldic code, that is correct. Okay. All right. And other national symbols. Ramon, just off topic, I just want to know why civics is such an interest to you.
I mean, like, that's kind of my domain. So, like, humanities, social sciences, civics, stuff like that.
That's what you're taking up, right? Yes. At UP Open University. Okay, so that's correct. So you have 11,000 points now. Ramon, you get to choose again.
Still civics.
All right, anyone else can answer, of course. The second highest ranking official of the Senate of the Philippines has this title. Drake, catch up.
President pro tempore.
That is correct. President pro tempore in Latin. Yes, during the absence of the Senate President, it is the Senate pro tempore who actually takes over and presides over the session. Yes, so Drake, that's now 9,000 points for you, and better yet, you get to choose the next category.
Astronomy.
Let's go to astronomy. Okay. Here it is. Term for the boundary marking the outer edge of a black hole at which nothing, not even light, can escape. Ramon?
Dark matter.
Dark matter is wrong. Franco, Drake, would you like to steal? There's still some time on the clock. Franco, why not?
Antimatter.
No? Drake?
Wormhole.
Also wrong. The answer is event horizon. Okay? Again, for our viewers at home, term for the boundary marking the outer edge of a black hole at which nothing at all, not even light, can escape. It is the event horizon. All right, remember that, because that's an interesting bit of information. Drake, you have control of the board. Which one would it be? Astronomy, educational games, Nobel Prize winners? We still have a couple of questions left in civics.
Astronomy.
Astronomy. All right. Bearing the name of a Dutch astronomer, this giant spherical shell surrounding the sun is believed to be the source of long-period comets. Have you heard of the Oort cloud? Oort cloud, named after the astronomer John Oort, or Jan Oort. Okay, and that's what it is, the Oort cloud. All right, we go to question number 10 now, and it's pretty much a tight race between two of the UP students here, Drake from Diliman, Ramon from virtually anywhere in the world. He's in the UP Open University. Of course, Ramon has 11,000, but Drake still controls the board. Drake, where do we go?
Nobel Prize winners.
Back to Nobel Prize winners. Okay, as of 2025, the countries with the most Nobel laureates are the United States, the United Kingdom, and this other European nation. Drake?
Norway.
No. The Nobel is from Norway, but Ramon?
Sweden.
Sorry, Nobel is from Sweden, correct. Not Norway, but neither of your answers are correct. Franco, any European country that you might think has the most Nobel laureates? Yes. France, no. Next to France is Germany. Germany is the answer. And Germany has 116 Nobel laureates compared to the United States with 428, and the UK, which is next, with 145 accumulated Nobel laureates across different Nobel categories. Okay, Drake, still yours.
Let's try civics.
Yeah, no luck in in Nobel Prize winners and civics, and Ramon is like smiling because he likes this one. All right, let's go to civics. This is question number 11, by the way, very critical. 2 more questions left. Originating in the United States, named after a convicted criminal, the 6-point warning begins with the line, Ramon?
Miranda rights.
What is that line? You have
the right to
remain
remain
silent, and you are correct. The Miranda rights, or the Miranda warning. And you see this all the time on films, for example, when someone's arrested. And the Miranda rights actually applies to other countries, including our own, right? In different contexts often, but also applies to countries all over the world. The Miranda rights or Miranda warning. Ramon has 13,000, and he has control of the board for the final question in the second round.
Let's try educational games.
Educational games, why not? We haven't gone there yet. Let's go to that. The most Googled term globally in 2022 was this word guessing game. Franco, why not?
Wordle?
Yes, that's right, Franco. I'm glad you got that. Little cash to take home with you. But of course, it's not enough. Franco will finish with 3,000 pesos, and Drake will finish with 9,000 pesos. But Ramon is our winner for the week. If you stay where you are, we'll have your bonus round in a short while. But Franco, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Take on 3,000 pesos. We enjoyed having you here.
Yes,
and Drake, you're on the lead almost throughout the program. But of course, the Nobel laureates kind of got you, and you're probably going to brush up on that in the near future. So thank you so much for being with us. We're going to have you staying here for his bonus round. And of course, hopefully, well, not hopefully, but for sure, you will be back next week for our semi-final round. All right, BQB will be back right after this break. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final leg of Bilyonaryo Quiz B's third elimination episode. We're at the end of that and moving on to the bonus round. So, congratulations to our big winner for this week, Ramon. Ramon, what do you feel so far? That was quite a relief.
Yeah, but like my heart's still racing out of my chest.
All right, you can relax now because this is purely for the money. The most important thing is you proved your school, right? Yeah. That school is, of course, so interesting because it's a virtual school.
Yes, exactly.
But more important than that, of course, improving your school's worth is, of course, moving on to the semi-final round next week. You'll be back for that. In the meantime, take a deep breath and be ready for the bonus round. And this is purely just for fun and, of course, for the cash. Okay, so let's listen in to what this bonus round is all about and how you get to answer. Let's listen. It's a race against time in the electrifying Bilyonaryo bonus round. Our winner faces the ultimate challenge, 60 seconds to tackle 10 3,000 peso questions from a mystery category that is now randomly selected for today's episode. Do-overs are now allowed this season. Contestants now have the chance to pass on a trickier question and come back to it later, if the clock hasn't run out yet. Success in this high-stakes round demands quick thinking, smart strategy, and the courage to answer decisively. Will today's Bilyonaryo Quiz B winner rise to the occasion and master the Bilyonaryo bonus round? We're about to find out. All right, 30,000 pesos at stake if you get everything right. And of course, you get to not choose, but you get to take a look at your mystery category. This is pre-programmed. Our computer chooses the categories for our contestants. Let's take a look and hope this is something you're familiar with. This one is, here we go, let's jumble up those questions, or rather those characters, and it is famous teachers. Okay, so basically what we're looking for here is, what do you think?
Oh, like famous teachers from history?
Not just history, could also be from fiction. Could be Filipino, could be international, could be currently alive, or could have passed away, all right? So in other words, just popular, famous instructors, teachers, and people who are educators, okay? So are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, timer starts after my first question. Here goes. Most celebrated student of Maestro Justiniano Cruz of Laguna. Not fictional.
Rafael Palma.
Next. Greek philosopher whose best known work is The Republic.
Plato.
Correct. Name of the preschool educational system created by Friedrich Frobel of Germany.
Kindergarten.
Correct. Warlock and headmaster of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Severus Snape.
Wrong. Italian educator and originator of the educational system that bears her name.
Maria Montessori.
Correct. Japanese math teacher renowned for the method he devised in the 1950s.
Pass.
In the film The Karate Kid, he taught Daniel how to
Mr.
wax
Miyagi.
on, wax off. Correct. Tagalog name of the educational pushcart project of CNN Hero of the Year.
Roger Cariton.
Correct. Among his memorable words of wisdom, do or do not, there is no try.
Pass.
Type of celestial body named in honor of Dr. Joseph Billo of the Philippines. Pass. All right, time's up. Time's up. Let's go back to the questions. Both those you answered and those you passed and those you got wrong. Okay? All right, first, most celebrated student of Maestro Justiniano Cruz of Laguna. Jose Rizal, most famous student, right? From Laguna. Next, Greek philosopher whose best known work is The Republic. Correct. It is Plato. Plato is, of course, his nickname. His real name, at least historical name, is Aristocles. Next, name of the preschool educational system created by Friedrich Frobel of Germany. Kindergarten literally means a garden for children, okay? Kindergarten. Warlock and headmaster of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. I thought you'd get this right. Your answer was?
Severus Snape. I didn't read Hogwarts.
Mr. Snape, was
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yes. Severus Snape? No. Albert Dumbledore. Okay? You don't read Harry Potter.
Harry
Okay,
Potter,
that's
yeah.
interesting. Italian educator and originator of the educational system that bears her name, Maria Montessori, is correct. Japanese math teacher renowned for the method he devised in the 50s, Kumon. Toru Kumon. Okay, the Kumon School of Math. In the film The Karate Kid, he taught Daniel how to wax on, wax off. Of course, Mr. Miyagi, or just Miyagi. Tagalog name of the educational pushcart project of CNN Hero of the Year, Efren Peña Florida. Yes, you know this. This is quite some time ago. Cariton Classroom. Civics is your strong point for sure. Among his memorable words of wisdom, do I would have done the impersonation. Do or do not. There is no try. Any idea? Yoda.
Oh,
Yoda. That is a distinct way of talking, right? There is no try. Okay. Type of celestial body named in honor of Dr. Josette Bio of the Philippines. That's a tough one. Asteroid, planetoid. Okay? And that was pretty good. That was like 5 out of 10, 3,000 pesos each, 15,000 pesos added to your previous earnings. You now have 28,000 pesos to take home with you. And of course, the best part of everything is that you get to come back next week to face the other 2 winners of the weekly elimination rounds for our semi-final round to take home more money and, of course, a shot at the grand finals at the end of season 2 of BQB. So indeed, we are still at the beginning of its season, and that means there's more thrilling action in store for all of you, all made possible by our generous sponsors. So join us next week as Brian Himor of FEU. So the guys you're up against, he's from FEU Manila, together with Leroy Leoncio of Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila. Go head-to-head with, of course, Ramon over here in the first semi-final showdown of season number 2 of BQB. So, just believe me, that is a match that you will not want to miss. If you've been watching, these students have been extremely fantastic with their answers. Until then, I'm David Saldran. Always remember that here in BQB and out there in the real world, knowledge will always be your greatest asset. Good night, everyone. We'll see you next week. And congratulations again.
This program was brought to you by Playtime Entertainment. Born for Happiness.